In Movies and Money, Despicable Me 4 stole the show at the box office. Our film critic Erik Childress is on the scene for us. Erik, not only did families show up for this film, AMC reports selling the most theater merchandise of any film, with one exception, Taylor Swift and the Eras Tour movie.
Well, as Belloc once said to Indiana Jones, someday it may take more than children to save you. But they are certainly the ones putting a little boom into the summer box office after a less than inspiring start. Now, Despicable Me 4 did lead the pack with $75 million over the weekend and a total of over $122 million since its debut last Wednesday before the July 4th holiday.
Adults will have a chance to step up their game at the theater this weekend. There's a new horror film, Longlegs, and this rom-com, Fly Me to the Moon. Here's a look.
You must be the launch director.
You're the killer from Manhattan.
Change plans. Now that we know the whole world will be watching, we need backup of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
What?
No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget?
What do you know about Fly Me to the Moon?
It's a romantic comedy with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum involving NASA's Apollo 11 mission to the moon and the contingency plan they put in place in case it fails. Now, Capricorn 1, this is certainly not. But this is another test to see if these kinds of films will draw in those traditional adult audiences. Its studio, Sony, tried with a more outlandish comedy last summer with the funny No Hard Feelings that grossed a little over $50 million, and they had a surprise hit over the holidays with the dreadful but successful Anyone But You with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, which grossed over $88 million. Now, I think this film could find some surprise sleeper status this month, and it'll be interesting to what end of the spectrum it opens given its tracking between 12 and 20 million. The actual horror side of things is Osgood Perkins' Longlegs with Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage. Now, the studio has been appealing to those who cover horror to deliver positive reviews for the film, while I have heard more middling and less enthusiastic responses. While it may not be Inside Out 2 money, Neon did have one of their highest grossing films this year with Immaculate, also with Sydney Sweeney, and they're certainly hoping to match that with Longlegs.
What recommendation makes your movie stars list for this weekend?
Well, for those unsure if they want to go to the will they or won't they launch the rocket rom-com and Fly Me to the Moon, I would urge those who have Max to check out the documentary For All Mankind. It is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year, and it is actually an assemblage of footage shot between the Apollo 7 through 17 missions. We see those in mission control when things go right and wrong, as well as images shot by the astronauts themselves, with some, most notably those from the infamous Apollo 13 mission, providing narration. It won the Grand Jury Prize at Sundance in 1989 and was nominated for Best Documentary that year as well. If you are a space nut like I am, or just want to spend 80 minutes with views like no other, I highly recommend checking out something that so definitely was not faked, and you can do it on Max right now.
Thank you, Erik. We will see you next week.
Thank you, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.